It was awful. It was dreadful. I absolutely hated it. It just felt like my world had been ripped away from me. Everything that I had ever known, really, with my parents, just kind of crumbled away. I didn't like obviously the foster carers when we first arrived. I didn't like the social worker. It wasn't our fault, and I kind of thought that it was us that had caused it all. Yeah, it was very upsetting. My brother had been split up from me and my sister, and obviously he was the younger sibling. He was the youngest one. So I was kind of thinking, what's going to happen with him? It is just, we were so used to being together that it was unusual. It was strange. It was, going into someone else's house. We'd never ever heard of the place where we were going to either, Berwick. I mean, we thought it was up in Scotland somewhere, and we dug our heels in as much as we possibly could. It was horrific. It was really bad. We ran away. It was, we just kept thinking, our parents don't want us anymore. They were just looking for my long-term family. And then along came Debbie and obviously our son. We went down to the beach, to the promenade in Berwick, and we had an ice cream and stuff. It was nerve-wracking, to be honest. Absolutely nerve-wracking. A woman that I've never really met before. Debbie had sent a folder with pictures of her and her family, and obviously the names and what they enjoyed doing, where they lived. I'm sure it was on a little map. Just little bits and pieces to try and get me to settle in before I even met her, kind of thing. I remember meeting Debbie's mum and dad as well, and I just couldn't get over how nice everyone was and how much time they had given me to settle in and stuff. Even Debbie's son, James, he was so welcoming. It was almost strange, to be able to feel like that. I don't know how to put it into words, really. I don't know, I just thought I had hit the jackpot, to be honest. Debbie used to invite me to her mum and dad's house for dinner and stuff, and I used to go. I used to really enjoy it. I used to have a really close bond with a nephew as well. There was a point in time when I was really struggling with my emotions, to be honest. I kind of went off the rails a little bit in high school. We didn't think that, I didn't think that I was going to get the grades that I had got. I went completely off the rails. I was going through therapy. Obviously, being a teenager, I was still a teenager. There was just loads of things going through my head. There was obviously choices and stuff in school as well, where what options you take. I didn't know what I wanted to be. Do you know what I mean? There was just so many things thrown at me. I couldn't deal with it all. And so that's when Debbie had spoken to obviously my social worker and stuff, and got me the help that I needed. We would both be colouring in, doing our own little bits and pieces. She'd be doing a puzzle on her iPad or whatever. And that's when I used to open up and, all the heart-to-heart conversation. But I could sit there and open up, and that was my therapy, to be honest with you. That helped me. I mean, people that haven't been round social services, people in foster care, they're all a bit taboo about speaking about it. But in actual fact, there's quite a few people that have said to me, oh, well, you must be the problem. It's your fault probably that you're in foster care, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I used to get it at school and as well. I used to get bullied because I was in foster care, and I'd turn around and say, actually, it's got nothing to do with me. I wasn't the one that was, the problem. Because, it can be anything. It can be a range of things. Parents might not be able to cope, or they might not have had a choice, or they might not have been, I don't know, they might not have had the right support. So it's not always their fault. There's lots of kids now, and there will be in future, that are needing a Debbie in their life to encourage them and to support them along their journey in life, to make their life better. You know, to give them their confidence and the home comfort. And if you want to be a foster carer, just do it.